I'm Mari, I'm from South Australia. I heard about the Celtic Way on Facebook, and I was able to make contact with Steph and found that she was very quick to answer, very personable. I felt very welcomed, and I couldn't wait to find out more about the Celtic Way. And I've joined the group because it's something I've always wanted to do, is to go to Ireland. Not ever believing that I'd get here, but I love the idea of being with an Australian company and being with a small group and being fully escorted. Well, I've just been so excited. I just love every minute of being with people who know the history, who live here, who can sort of share their knowledge. It's just really stimulating and exciting. And I've just got so much to share as well. And I'm just learning so much. But just being here is really special. And I didn't realise that my children actually always had the sense that this is what I've always wanted, because once the arrangements are made, they both said, "Mum, that's something you've always wanted to do." And I just think I'm so blessed. Well, I just considered myself to be very lucky, because all of a sudden the means of coming on the group became available to me, and it came about when I was cleaning out the bottom of my wardrobe, and there's a big box there, and my father collected coins, and there's 5 of us in our family, and he divided the coins up between the 5 of us and gave us a box with all sorts of coins. So this particular day I thought I'll take them out and I'll see about dividing them up for my son and my daughter. And at the bottom of the box was an envelope that fitted the bottom of the box, and I don't ever remember seeing it. And it was a white envelope, and I lifted it up, and underneath there was Mari written in my dad's handwriting. And I thought, that's interesting, and I picked up the envelope, and it was very light. I thought, don't know what that's all about. And I opened up the envelope, and inside was a plastic coin sleeve, and there were several gold sovereigns. And I thought, oh, that's really interesting. Got in touch with one of my brothers who also understands coins. He said, yeah. And so I cashed in the coins, and that was the means to get here. And it was just so unreal, because I've done lots of looking on YouTube and listening to people's stories who've travelled here to Ireland, including my family members, and never ever believing that I'd have the chance to come. And that was the first thing I thought of then, was, oh, I can go to Ireland. And I didn't realise until I'm here too just how strong that attraction is. I feel like I belong here. It's a really real, magnificent feeling, and I'm so glad of the opportunity of being part of this group. I had a lot to do with my grandparents, the Meanies at Freeling in South Australia. Used to go up and spend holidays with them, and Grandpa used to play the piano accordion, and he'd tell stories, and he'd get me to do a bit of dancing, and I'd sort of muck around. And he and Grandma always talking about family and sitting around the fire and yarning, as they'd say. And I still have a piece of paper that I found when I was staying with them, and I was trying to do a family history, so I would have been about 10. And I remember Grandpa mentioning different family members, who his mum and dad were and stuff. And that was the start of that sort of curiosity and that sense of pride as well. It's just so exciting when there's little connections that are being made and pieces were sort of being put together, and oh, guess what, we've sort of found this, we found that, and it's something that's hard to put into words really, but it's a sense of belonging, and it's that sense of identity. It's really special. Well, I suppose growing up in a Catholic family and going to a parish school where most of the teachers were Irish and the priests were Irish, there's that sense of familiarity, and I remember as a child loving the language and sort of trying to imitate the language, but it's just like things have come together, and this is the way it's meant to be, I guess. Even though I've spent quite a bit of time in Asia, I was really fearful of problems erupting in the Middle East, and knowing that the bookings were made through with Qatar, and going to Doha really unsettled me. But I was assured that everything would be taken care of, that nothing untoward would happen, and that people were in contact with what was going on in the world, and to be able to make decisions and change plans if needed. That gave me a lot of reassurance. The first thing that stands out for me is meeting up with Kay, who was another participant. We sort of just were staying in the same hotel and spent time having breakfast and chatting about things, and just found that we had so much in common. And I just knew that, and I had a sense before I came along that this was going to be something really special. I love the fact that he was a chance to see all of Ireland, north and south. The first thing that I noticed that we were going to go to Ennis, and I've grown up knowing that my grandparents' family, or my grandfather's family, came from Ennis or Ennistingon, and also the fact that we were visiting Galway, that's where my mother's family, the O'Shaughnessy's, were from, and that just hit out at me straight away, and I just knew that I was going to be in the right spot at the right time. The thing that comforted me more than anything, and that I was looking forward to, was having someone else make the decisions, have already planned things because they're familiar with Ireland, and just to be able to have that sense of I've actually been part of Ireland, but not just one part or the other, but being part of the whole picture. That's something that means a lot to me. Well, I've just felt that I'm at home with Irish people for a start. It's hard to describe, but it's just like, it's like I've come home. It's hard to describe that. And I just think, the people on the trip have all got similar sort of motivation, just to sort of see the country and experience new things. And I just love the fact that we're all such a close, respectful, friendly group. It's just amazing the way it's worked out. Thank you.